You've probably encountered many intelligent people who are perceptive and handle problems quickly and efficiently, whereas you might struggle for a long time or even not know how to solve them. And honestly, that feeling is real. Some people with extremely high IQ do process the world differently. They notice patterns faster, they simplify problems better, they ask sharper questions, they make decisions with less emotional noise. But here is the important part. This video is not here to make you feel inferior, because the psychology of people with extremely high IQ is not only about natural talent, it is also about thinking habits. And habits can be trained. Maybe you were not born as the smartest person in the room. Fine, most people weren't. But you can still learn how highly intelligent people think. You can still improve how you solve problems, make decisions, and see the world. That is real intelligence, not pretending to be a genius, but using your mind more clearly. So here are 10 habits of a smart people that anyone can learn. 1. They simplify complicated things. The first habit of highly intelligent people is simple. They simplify complicated things. Most people think smart people make things sound complex, but real intelligence often does the opposite. It takes a messy problem and makes it clear. Richard Feynman was famous not only for being a brilliant physicist, but also for explaining difficult ideas in simple language. That is a powerful lesson. If you truly understand something, you can explain it simply. If you cannot explain it simply, maybe you are not clear yet. Use this in your own life. Do not say, "My life is a mess." Ask, which part is messy? Your sleep, your money, your health, your attention, your relationship, your discipline? Once the problem becomes specific, it becomes solvable. Most people stay stuck because they use vague words for specific problems. Smart people do the opposite. They make the problem smaller, clearer, and easier to handle. That alone can be life-changing. 2. They ask better questions. The second habit is this. They ask better questions. Change the question, change your life. Most people ask questions that trap them. Why am I so unlucky? Why do people always disrespect me? Why can't I stay consistent? These questions feel honest, but they are not very useful. Highly intelligent people ask questions that create movement. Instead of, "Why am I lazy?" ask, "What makes discipline harder for me?" Instead of, "Why does nobody respect me?" ask, "What behavior am I allowing that teaches people they can cross my boundaries?" Instead of, "Why am I not successful?" ask, "What skill am I avoiding because it makes me uncomfortable?" That is a completely different mental direction. Your brain is like a search engine. Ask a weak question, you get a weak answer. Ask a sharper question, your mind starts finding sharper answers. This is one of the most practical habits of smart people. One better question can save you months of confusion, sometimes even years. 3. They observe before they react. Smart people do not react to everything immediately. They observe first, they listen, they watch tone, timing, body language, and repeated patterns. Most people react to the surface. Highly intelligent people study what is happening underneath. This is why calm people often understand situations faster. They are not rushing to defend themselves, they are reading the room. Oprah Winfrey built much of her career on listening deeply, not just asking questions, listening, letting people reveal themselves. That is not just communication, that is pattern recognition. You can practice this immediately. The next time someone says something that triggers you, pause. Ask yourself, what is actually happening here? Are they attacking you? Are they insecure? Are they testing your boundary? Or are you reacting from an old wound? That pause can stop you from making emotional decisions. And emotional decisions are expensive. 4. They know what they don't know. One clear sign of an intelligent person is the ability to say, "I don't know." Simple sentence. Very hard for the ego. Most people want to look confident even when they are guessing. They give strong opinions about things they barely understand. Money, relationships, business, health, success, everything. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger often talked about the circle of competence. In simple words, know what you understand, know what you do not understand, and do not pretend the second one is the first one. That is real intelligence, not having an opinion on everything, but knowing where your knowledge ends. Before you speak strongly, ask, do I actually know this, or do I just feel strongly about it? There is a difference, and that difference can protect your money, your reputation, and your future. 5. They update their beliefs. Highly intelligent people do not protect every old belief forever. When reality gives them better information, they update. Most people struggle with this because changing your mind feels like losing, but it is not losing, it is learning. Being wrong is not the real problem. Staying wrong after life has corrected you is the problem. Ray Dalio built his decision-making philosophy around principles like radical truth and believability-weighted thinking. Meaning, do not just defend your opinion, find better information, listen to people who have earned credibility. Then adjust your thinking. Most people protect their ego. Smart people protect accuracy. So ask yourself, what belief did I pick up years ago that may no longer be helping me? Maybe about money, maybe about love, maybe about your ability, maybe about what kind of life you are allowed to have. You are allowed to update your mind. That is not weakness, that is growth. 6. They think from first principles. Smart people do not just copy what everyone else does. They break problems down to the foundation. Elon Musk often talks about first principles thinking. Instead of asking, what is everyone else doing? Ask, what is this problem actually made of? What do we know for sure? What are we assuming only because everyone else assumes it? Most people live by borrowed thinking. They copy careers, copy routines, copy relationships, copy content, copy business models, then wonder why their life feels wrong. First principles thinking forces you to return to the truth of the problem. For example, if you want discipline, do not just copy someone's morning routine. Ask, what does discipline actually require? Energy, clear priorities, less friction, better sleep, fewer distractions, a strong reason. Now you are thinking clearly, you are not copying anymore. You are building from the ground up. 7. They protect focus by saying no. Smart people know attention is limited, so they protect it. Steve Jobs once said, focus is about saying no. And that is uncomfortable because most people want focus without sacrifice. They want deep work, but keep every distraction. They want discipline, but say yes to every impulse. They want growth, but keep entertaining every useless argument. Focus is not just doing one thing. Focus is refusing many things. Every yes has a cost. Every yes spends attention. Every yes gives part of your future away. Ask yourself, what am I saying yes to that quietly weakens the person I want to become? Maybe it is staying up late. Maybe it is toxic people. Maybe it is pointless comparison. Maybe it is content that makes your brain lazy. Highly intelligent people are not focused because life is easy. They are focused because they guard what matters. 8. They make cleaner decisions. Smart people do not treat every decision the same way. Jeff Bezos explained this through the idea of one-way doors and two-way doors. A two-way door decision can be reversed. You can test it, learn, and come back. A one-way door decision is harder to reverse, so you slow down. Most people do the opposite. They overthink small decisions and rush major ones. They spend hours choosing what to post, but barely think about who they date, what job they take, or what debt they accept. Before making a decision, ask, is this a two-way door or a one-way door? If it is reversible, move faster. If it is hard to reverse, think slower. This does not raise your IQ, but it upgrades your decision system. And a better decision system can change your life. 9. They use mental models. Smart people use mental models. A mental model is simply a thinking tool, a lens for seeing reality more clearly. Charlie Munger became known for using mental models from different fields: psychology, economics, business, biology, and human behavior, because one lens is never enough. If you only understand emotions, you may miss incentives. If you only understand money, you may miss psychology. If you only understand discipline, you may miss environment. This is why smart people ask, what lens should I use here? For example, if someone keeps disrespecting you, you can look at it through psychology, boundaries, incentives, patterns, or self-respect. Each lens gives you a different answer. That is the power of mental models. They stop you from seeing life like a victim. They help you see life like a system. 10. They protect time alone. And finally, this is the thing many people do not know about people with extremely high IQ. And honestly, they usually do not talk about it much either. They protect time alone, not because they hate people, not because they are trying to look mysterious, but because deep thinking needs space. Bill Gates became known for taking think weeks. He would step away, read, think, and remove distractions so his mind could work at full depth. Now, you do not need to disappear into a cabin for 7 days. You are probably not running Microsoft. You have normal life, normal work, normal responsibilities. I get it. But you can still protect 1 quiet hour a week. No phone, no social media, no random input. Just you, a notebook, and one question. What do I already know but keep avoiding? Because many people are not truly confused. They are distracted. They already know what needs to change. They just never sit still long enough to admit it. That is why quiet thinking is one of the most underrated habits of successful people. Not scrolling, not reacting, not consuming, thinking, real thinking. The kind that feels uncomfortable at first but makes you clearer over time. So maybe the lesson is simple. The psychology of people with extremely high IQ is not just about people who were born gifted. Yes, natural intelligence exists. Some people really do have an advantage, but that does not mean you are helpless. You can simplify problems, ask better questions, observe before reacting, admit what you do not know, update your beliefs, think from first principles, protect your focus, make cleaner decisions, use better mental models, and create quiet time to think. And that is how an ordinary person starts building an extraordinary mind, not by pretending to be a genius, but by training the habits of a smart people 1 day at a time. So do not use this video as entertainment only. Use it as a mirror. Pick one habit, practice it for 7 days. And if you want to build yourself quietly, with more clarity, discipline, and self-respect, subscribe. This is Orvian Quietly Becoming. I'll see you in the next video.